there are so many AI tools that it gets very difficult to choose one. So if you go on a website called thereisanaIforthat.com, there's actually a website like that, you will see that at the time of recording of this video, there are more or less 38,000 AI tools listed there. If you look at AI tools to generate images, right? Static images. At the moment, there are amazing tools to generate images. ChatGPT can generate images. As of last week now, that feature of ChatGPT has been ported into Copilot, so even Copilot can generate nice images. Midjourney, Krea One, you name it. I mean, there's plenty of these tools. So we do only AI for business. And when it comes to generate images for business, it's important to have control over what you're trying to get, because otherwise you can get beautiful images. They are completely off-brand. They are not following your guidelines. They're never going to be published because they are not part of your CI and all of that. So let me show you what I mean.
My name is Simone Zanetti, co-founder of the Zanetti AI Institute. With over 2 decades of experience, I've helped top global brands from advisory to training and implementation. Every year, we empower over 1,200 executives with AI across all industries. In this space, I share what I've learned so you can cut through the noise and get only the AI that really works for business. So here we go.
We took a couple of different models and we used the exact same prompt in all of them, and the result is very different. I'm not so going to say aesthetically which one is better, but what I look at when I evaluate an AI tool for image generation for business is how accurate is the generation compared to what I try to get, what I'm trying to obtain. So did it follow exactly that the person looks as I described it? If I use a landmark like in this example, the Table Mountain in Cape Town, does it really look like Table Mountain? In the case of Midjourney, for example, yes. With other models, not at all. And although it's not perfect, you want to get as close as possible to what you need to use, and it is really, really important. The other important thing is how long does it take me to generate an image for business use? So for example, let's say that I'm an insurance company and I want to generate an image of a medical team with the clients or whatever may be the case. So if you start prompting, trying to describe what you want and you don't get it right, you can literally spend half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour to generate an image, which if you're doing a mega advertisement or a fantastic campaign, it might be worth a while. But if you do this one on a daily basis and you do content for social media, for communication and all of that, it's too much to spend so much time. So in that case, the tool that you use needs to have image reference. So you need to be able to get an image from stock or from Google or whatever might be the case, just to tell the AI what you're trying to achieve. So the composition, what's in the background and all of that. Then you augment that with a prompt, and then you get much closer to the image that we have. In terms of copyright, you got nothing from the original image. You are not using the copyrighted image. You just give an idea of what you're trying to achieve. It's like if you tell a photographer, look, this is how I want the composition from a stock image, and then he does it in his own way with his own actors with different backgrounds. So it's like if you go to a hairstylist and you want a certain kind of style, not my case obviously, and then you show a picture from a magazine and say, I want my hair done like this. It's the same thing with AI. So you guide the generation starting from an idea that is already close to what you want. The other thing that is extremely important for brands is to keep consistency with the style. Some of these software like Midjourney, but even ChatGPT and Copilot now, they can get the style that you want from an input. So you can add one image to guide the kind of composition that you want, and then another image to guide the style that you want. So if you have saturated colors with a couple of tones that you know that are more aligned with your CI, you can apply that and then bring it to life much quicker. If you need to do a campaign with a number of different pictures and image generation, you can have different subject, advertising or doing communication or whatever it is that your campaign is all about, but you keep consistency in the style aligned with your brand. That's another important component that the tool that you choose must have as a feature. And the last one that I want to highlight, I mean, there's really hundreds of them, and the last very important one for business is this is only relevant if you want to create a character and keep that character going forward is character consistency. I've seen so many times big brands using stock image with people that then they are actors, obviously, and then the same exact picture is used in many other different, not many, but a few other campaigns, maybe even with competitors of this brand. In order to avoid that, if you create your image with generative AI and you create a certain character, that character can become a persona, can have a name, can be the champion for your product, your service, whatever be the case. Or if you do training, it can be the trainer about compliance or about safety, whatever be the case. It's a very powerful tool. So when you go into image generation, having the possibility to have your own character and bring it across all your campaign is very important. There are similar characteristics that are important for business also for video generation, but that's a completely different ballgame, and we're going to cover it in another video. Yes, this is one of the top questions that we get at our AI masterclasses and bootcamps. So what about copyright? And this is how I usually explain it. Imagine that you hire an illustrator, a designer, right? And you tell this guy or this lady, you know, for the first week at work, don't come to the office, stay at home, and I want you to practice to draw Spider-Man exactly like Marvel does from the comics. I want you to become so proficient. So this guy or this lady, they're already very good at drawing, and they become extremely proficient at drawing Spider-Man like it was drawn by Marvel. When they come back after that week, then you say, you know what, now I want you to draw Spider-Man swinging between these buildings in my city with my brand across the chest, or you know, something that will advertise the company. So of course they will do it very, very well. And they're not breaking any copyright because they're just drawing it for themselves or for internal use to show it to you. But the moment that you use it commercially, so you take that image and you put it online to advertise, then you break copyright laws because you are using an asset, a Marvel IP property that you don't have the rights to use unless you pay, of course, the royalties. What these AI generation tools are saying in their terms and conditions, in simple terms, is we are a digital artist. We do whatever you want us to do that is ethical, of course, but what you do with the art that we generate is up to you. So you need to check with your legal department if you can use that. So if you generated the image of a famous character, probably you cannot use it